Welcome back, Saints Nation, to some CSL Fortnite playoffs action brought to you right from the heart of St. Clair College from myself, Colin Seymour Moore, and Daniel the Saved One Mena. So, Daniel, are you ready for some Saturday Fortnite?
I've got some headphone hair.
Yeah?
So I got, you know what, sometimes you just got to fix that really quickly and then jump back onto it. But yeah, I'm ready to cast some Fortnite. I haven't done it in a while.
Yeah, neither have I. I haven't done it at all.
I used to do it back in the day, back in like Season 2, Season 3, back when the game was good. No, I'm playing. But now we got a whole entire new map. If you guys have not been updated, I probably sound like a massive noob. But it's still all good. We're seeing two perspectives right here, SGT.Swell as well as 1ntrinsic.
Yeah, and wondering where we're dropping today. Yeah. We're going to be dropping towards some woods. So, yeah,
near Salty Springs.
Yeah, near Salty Springs and Wailing Woods.
Yeah, there's like this small island to the east of Salty Springs, and that's kind of one of the hot spots here on the map. However, we're seeing Ciri as well as Beauty going to the top right of the map. Steamy Stacks is what this place is called.
Yeah, and both of them.
Just kidding.
Looking to get right into it. I don't think that's
not. No.
I don't think
I was looking at the wrong part of the map. I'm sorry. Sometimes it happens. Sweaty Sands is what they ended up passing over.
Okay.
There's just this little factory place. Not factory. That's kind of like a little castle to the left of it. So that's where they're going.
Right off the bat, we see SGT.Swell actually gets the bandage bazooka.
Yeah, you just shoot it at your feet sometimes if you're low, and you're able to heal up a little bit of HP. We also get to see him have the AR. He's got a double AR, so he's going to give it to his buddy. He's going to give it to 1ntrinsic really quickly as well. He has a big pot if he wants to use that himself, but it's kind of a noob strat. Don't use the big pot just yet, because there could be some minis.
There could be, yeah.
You know?
And when you find the minis, they could just bring you right up to 100 shields. Yeah. And what I'm excited for, honestly, is the fights. Like when we see them start building all the way up and kind of fighting one-on-one. Sometimes the reactions of these players and the way they can build, how fast they can build, where they know how to build, is just insane. But if you take a look at Ciri, just gonna take some shots at somebody over towards Sweaty Sands. Gets I think it was like 19 damage he hit him for, but not enough to take him down. So they're just gonna keep farming their materials and getting it up.
Going to be using the burst assault rifle there on that one. It's not going to do a whole lot of damage. Just a nice little bit of, in your face, in your face damage. It's like, yeah, don't come over here. All right, we're fully stacked up,
this is our
exactly.
castle.
You can see Ciri right now. He's got the 4 minis as well as the 1 big, and he's going to use that for himself. As he's just going to loot up this little factory area. I know that I guess kind of like the meta thing to do in a lot of these tournaments is to grab one of those off to the side places. Like don't drop in a hot spot, but go to one of those off on the side places and then loot it up as best as you can, and then start to rotate. You can already see that's what Ciri is doing. He's grabbing as most medals possible.
I actually haven't played Fortnite in a while.
Yeah.
You know, it's been quite a little bit. I didn't even know what the map looked like until about 15 minutes ago, okay, I'd say. Good. So, yeah, that's great. But what you just explained there is that you'd go towards the non-populated areas. Yeah. I know that when I did play and when I would try to win, that's where I would go.
Exactly. A little bit of personal experience.
A little bit of personal experience.
I feel like you're a Fortnite pro already, honestly. I feel like you should be playing right now.
You know, I was told I should dye my hair blue one time because they said I would look like Ninja.
Yeah? What'd you say? All right. Ciri just going to be stacking up on some wood to start off this kind of a little bit of stalling out phase. We've got 1:30 until the circle finally starts to close in. Looking over on the left side as well. Swell and 1ntrinsic, those guys are over kind of by the risky reels, the old risky reels. It's not really risky reels anymore, though. It's just kind of a side area, but we all remember that as the OG place, right?
Yeah, when the meteor was first coming through. And
you remember that?
Well, yeah, that was good times.
I don't think that's when risky.
Yeah, I remember it was like it was showing that it was going to come down, and then they had the movie going and everything, and you could see it. I don't know. Maybe I have it wrong. Maybe I don't know. It was a long time ago.
That was completely wrong. Or maybe I'm wrong.
Who knows? I mean, the people playing right now will know.
Probably the viewers know.
I'm sure. But yeah, let's take a look over. Is this a skate park?
Something like that.
Something like a skate, maybe like empty pools. That looks really cool though. Kind of Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
I was literally just gonna say we could be seeing Tony Hawk here make an appearance in this Fortnite ESL Championship playoff game, but not yet. Just gonna be farming up as much metal as possible. That's actually kind of OP. A little bit of a nerd coming out of me. Is that each fence gives you 20 metal.
Yeah, I remember a while ago. Oh wait, you can swim now?
I was waiting for it.
You can swim? I didn't know that. That's
You can
new
also
to me.
fish.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, that's actually pretty
He's
sick.
fishing.
Okay. That's actually super cool.
Okay.
That's super cool. I remember when you'd play and you'd go to farm, exactly what he just did. You go to the big rocks, you get like 51 brick from, or 50. I know like some trees would give you around 70 wood even.
Yeah.
And yeah, they're just
You
gonna
see
keep
right here.
farming material. That's all we see right now.
I do believe the cap for all of the materials is 500.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, then in competitive it's only 500, and you kind of get double the materials than you would in like a normal squad game. So that's why they're rotating so incredibly fast, is that you just want to go one area, loot as much as possible, and then immediately start the rotation, because they are outside of the circle. At least Ciri is, and Beauty. They're outside of the circle currently. They're right beside it, actually. Basically right beside Sweaty.
And actually, sorry to cut you off, but SGT.Swell, he just pulled up his map, and the first circle is closing in, and it's going to be starting. So we're going to probably start to see a lot of the outside people who wanted to go to those passive areas start to come in. We might see some fights coming along.
Yeah.
As I think that's probably what's going to happen to Ciri and Beauty real quick as they start moving in towards the circle.
Yeah, we see that right here. 70 people remaining here in this playoff match. You can also kind of tell that this was exactly where Swell and 1ntrinsic, I believe, were just a couple seconds, maybe? No, that's where they were. They went over to the island and then went all the way back.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a little detour on their little route, but they're maximizing where the circle is going to be. I know that a lot of players, they love to kind of wait on the inside of the circle. So, I don't want to say expect to see some Sweaty Sands people there, but what are you laughing at?
I got really excited because I almost just said SGT.Swell has a Magikarp in his inventory, but that's not a Magikarp.
That's not a Magikarp. Wrong game.
Yeah, wrong game.
You know?
But it looks kind of similar.
Yeah, kind of.
Oh, is he going to pick up that sniper?
Yeah.
He might want to take that. I'm a fan of the sniper. That's one thing I used to use a lot in Fortnite is the sniper.
Yeah.
Just because of the drop-off, it was really satisfying to hit those 300-meter shots.
Yeah, if you can line it up perfectly, if you watched a lot of snipers, I was about to say oppers. I've been casting way too much CS. But if you watch one of those, one of the assault, the sniper players, and you see just where they kind of want to line it up, how far away from the player running do you want to actually shoot, try and predict any movement or whatever, then yeah. But one of the most annoying things to deal with actually in this game is when someone is actually standing still, you have a sniper shot on them, and then they immediately move once you shoot.
Yeah.
That's annoying.
One thing I also want to mention to the viewers that haven't watched St. Clair Fortnite yet is on the right side, it's Sirius and Beauty, who are the number one spot right now in the league. They're holding the number one position, so they're doing really good for themselves in the playoffs, and they're holding that spot. Whereas on the right side, or the left side, sorry, it's SGT.Swell and 1ntrinsic holding the 16th spot in the league.
Yeah, we can actually we can hear both of their perspectives, but right now Ciri gonna find a chest for himself. Just gonna loot up just a little bit more. Of course, the Storm Eye is gonna be shrinking in just a couple of minutes, just 2 minutes, so they do have a little bit of time. I remember this building in particular. It used to be in Paradise Palms, but
yes, that's why I thought that's
it looked very familiar, and then it's all kind of clicking, but they do have a little bit of a way to go. You could see you saw there Ciri ended up popping open his map. And he does have to kind of run a little bit of a distance, but you see over on the other side, SGT.Swell and 1ntrinsic. Those guys they're
redecorating.
Fine. That's it.
They're flipping the house right now.
There you go. Pyramids all over the place. Sometimes that's the new style. I don't think I want it in my house personally, but these guys, they love pyramids.
You gotta, if you want it in your house, when you have this much material, you can make your house your dream.
That's it. Was that supposed to be?
No.
Okay.
I'm just saying, you can make your house your dream.
That's not. It's not my dream.
No, it's not my dream either.
Okay.
But it might be SGT.Swell's dream and 1ntrinsic dream.
Well,
this is their dream house. They're
going back to a little bit more serious. This is a little bit of a strat that we see here. Is it's not really box fighting in particular because they're kind of in an open box area.
Yeah.
Right. What this basically tells your opponents is that all right, we're gonna stay here. It's a little bit of a stalemate. However, if you come even remotely close to our structure, we're gonna open a wall and surprise attack you.
Yeah, you're gonna not want to come near us.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna be dropped out of this battle royale map if you come near us. So.
Sorry. Is that how battle royale works, Colin?
I think so.
Okay, good.
It's been a while.
Sorry. Keep going, Colin. Come on.
Yeah. I will keep going.
Yeah. Good.
One thing I'm curious is that so Sirius and Beauty, they're still traveling towards the circle. They got about 6 seconds till the circle starts closing in, and it's not even the quick circle yet. It's still the slower circle.
Ooh, a little bit of damage being taken from behind. Swell does take just a little bit of his health bar, a little bit of shield being popped off. That's definitely something to note, is that he had to use one of his minis. I don't know if he was actually above 50 shield, but you also see Ciri going to be finding one of the players. 31 damage going to go down onto him as he's going to try to build defensively as well. Ciri kind of fumbling with a little bit of his builds here. A little bit weird, but he does find one of the players over on the right-hand side. Just going to move away from him, going to go towards the east. He's actually being sandwiched by another team over there. So definitely a lot of shots being taken towards Ciri. Definitely needs to play defensively. He's just going to sit in a box. Use a little bit of healing that he's got.
Yeah, and as he takes the 25 pot, and he just heals himself up a quarter. He is getting shot up from the southeast. You said he was getting sandwiched, but I don't know where those players behind him, because I'm pretty sure he did take some shots from behind. It might be these players over to the 120 area. He does ping it off, I'm pretty sure.
It's either he moved his mouse very fast, so I thought that the dude in front of him was the dude behind him, or it was actually a dude behind him.
Well, there is building over here, so I do speculate that there might be somebody here. He is down to about 107 wood. Still has a lot of brick and steel, so he has material to work with in a fight. Might not want to use those heavier materials though just yet, so he's probably gonna keep playing a little bit passive.
It's actually it's cool that you note that too, because definitely when you look at the different materials that at least Ciri has, he's got a little bit of wood, right? He's got about 200 that he can use. He can obviously chop down a couple more trees if he wants to build that one up as well. He's got a lot of brick on himself, but he's got max amount of steel. And he's going to be using that towards the late game. Late game, you usually want to set up a little box of steel and then kind of I forget what you call it. I think it's called trailing, where you put one steel above you, one steel below you, and just kind of walk towards where you want to be going in these later circle fights. But over on the other side, though, SGT.Swell, he's doing his own little shenanigans, taking a couple shots over towards the mountain.
Yeah, and they're actually getting pretty close to each other, so we might see a St. Clair and St. Clair fight.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We forgot to say that, is that these guys are not teamed. The right guys, Ciri and Beauty, those guys are one team. Swell and 1ntrinsic are another team, but they both play for St. Clair. So it's, kind of both a win in our books. But
yeah, we might see a little bit of a skirmish go on between the two teams as they are getting pretty close to each other. And here we go. The building is starting to come out. We see the skills of the... Is that the terminology of cranking 90s right
That's not.
No? No?
Definitely not.
I don't even know. I just know that that's a thing.
You just hear that a lot?
I just hear it so much.
All right. I'll show you what it means when you see it, but not
Okay.
yet.
I'm excited.
Okay. You quite literally crank a 90.
Okay.
You just go 90 degrees, and you start building up.
Okay.
No, that was just circle little box fighting.
All right. Neither of the St. Clair squads have found a kill for each other, but looks like Ciri and Beauty are working together. They're building up their fort 2 by 2.
Yeah, it's also interesting to note is that they keep editing a wall just to see if they can look through it as well. You can also look through the top of the pyramid structure. So that's what they're doing right now. They're going up, pressing the edit just to look through to see the other fights going on across the lane. You can also see Swell is looking over at that fight as well. So these guys are very, very aware of what's going on. The only thing is that SGT.Swell and 1ntrinsic, they're in a wood box, so that kind of can get exploded if anyone does have any explodes for themselves. Still has the bandage launcher for himself too. The
bandage bazooka, and either team just playing so passively right now. I like Sirius and Beauty. I like their positioning right now because I think they're at... No, if I look at the minimap, they're quite far in it, but I don't think there's anybody behind them from what I remember. They were... Because they landed so passively out of it, they were those players that were coming from the outside. So I like their positioning in this map. And when it comes to SGT.Swell and 1ntrinsic, they played right in the heart of the whole thing. So they're deep into it. A lot of fighting on Sirius's.
That's what it's called.
A lot of fighting on Sirius's screen ahead of him. So he's got to be a little bit passive on where he wants to build, how far out he wants to build. He doesn't want to get shot out from below.
I believe it's called tunneling, where you just create a couple of little boxes towards where you want to go, and that's what Ciri was just doing right there, wanting to create a little bit of a pathway for themselves if they want to move from the middle of the circle. And I believe there's one more circle that goes smaller from this location, and then it starts to move to random places.
Really?
Yeah, and you'll see it. It's kind of cool. That's how it doesn't just go to one location.
Is that new?
Back in Season 4, bro. We're almost 10 seasons away from that.
Wow.
It's all good. It happens. We're learning together.
Yeah. Wanna play some Fortnite too later?
No. Just maybe.
Maybe. You know.
Right. Maybe. Ciri and Beauty just going to be still sitting in their box looking over towards different structures. They do see one of the players over towards the south side. They pinged that one out. If they want to do that, yeah, you can see the little couple Kobe's going to be going towards the structure itself as well. The rocket launcher is going to be going over there. Going to try and destroy the bottom half of the structure. As you can see, another one, I guess it's Beauty, going to be just destroying that structure. You can also see Swell trying to rotate in towards the circle itself. And I was a little bit wrong. So the circle, actually no, I was right. Circle going to go just a little bit smaller from where it's going to go originally. But Swell still has to try and tunnel over towards their main location.
I love the tag team coming out from Ciri.
I love it. Yeah, me too.
They put a little bit of shots in, but we had Beauty shooting down the structure while Ciri was trying to throw some grenades in there, trying to chip off some damage. It's a strat that's simple, but it works. It gets the job done, and you like to see it. So now they're taking a little bit of a look behind them as they do spot a team up to the north on top of that. They're literally playing on the edge of the circle, and that team has to push towards them because Ciri and Beauty are playing on the edge of the next circle, and they are way out of it. So
it's one of those situations where right when the 0-second mark hits, after 16 seconds are now done, they have to wait and watch. They're going to try and get some picks off here. Of course, a couple of kills can be really good. 23 times 2 is what's going to happen. Another player inside of the hay barrel, and a little bit of a visual glitch from what we see, going to be hitting the steel structure instead of the actual player, which is not good, but that player ended up these players ended up rotating very successfully. Ciri and Beauty now have to decide. Do they want to continue trying to shoot these guys, or do they want to move into the actual circle? They got a minute to decide that.
I think their part of their structure actually might be in the circle already. So I think they tunneled out a little bit to make sure that they were in. Yes, he does 27 damage to that player. Hits him with a little bit of a critical. Hits 26. Shields still up on that player to the east. And now they're actually going to be in a head-on-head fight over there. So Ciri looking to just chip away at both of those teams, maybe pick up a kill for himself, take a kill from one of those two teams. And once again, I still think that Ciri and Beauty are in prime positioning for this next circle.
What we ended up seeing there from Ciri is that he didn't want to immediately shoot the wall because the player that was inside of that structure had his wall, option available for himself. So he wanted to do a little bit of damage, but Ciri just get kind of lasered from right below himself. Going to be now using one of his mini pots. Could just use one more to heal up his 6 HP to go up to 50, but doesn't want to do that just yet. Ciri, Beauty, they kind of fall just a little bit short of something that could have been kind of cool.
Yeah, and actually, if you look at the circle now,
because
you pointed out that it moves to a different area.
Right in the middle.
Ciri and Beauty are dead set in the middle of that next circle, so they gotta have all 52 other players, or actually 50 other players because they count as 2. All 50 other players have to push towards them. So now if you look around from Ciri's perspective, they're just going to be scoping out around. And let's take a look over at SGT.Swell and 1ntrinsic.
Yeah.
They're quite in the heart of the last circle, so they got a lot of fighting to go.
Right. They are kind of right next to the other circle, but what they can actually do here is follow the east side of the storm circle. They can just kind of move into the main good zone, or the safe zone. I call it the good zone. you can slowly follow, and you can see that's exactly what Swell is going to be doing here. He's just kind of following that edge of the circle very, very slowly. He does see a couple of members behind him, 63 damage, 75 as well, right to the HP of that enemy player. Now is going to fall is his buddy 1ntrinsic. Swell ends up grabbing a kill for his squad. Just 1 point. 2 eliminations are going to be going down.
Yeah, and 1ntrinsic going down puts SGT.Swell in quite the tough situation as he's going towards the circle, building above him, all around him, keeping himself safe from all this, but he has to be careful because he could trap himself at the edge of the circle at any second. Shotguns himself out. He doesn't have the bandage bazooka at all anymore, but is jumping around and getting himself into somebody else's structure. He's going to have to watch out because this could be very, very dangerous for him.
A lot of players, this is kind of a whole new game of Fortnite now at this point, when there's only 50 people, or when there is 50 people remaining, and you have to be following the storm immediately because the storm circle is going to be starting like this. You don't really get as much downtime as 2 minutes. You're going to get 30 seconds, and the storm circle is all the way to the top left, so you have to slowly follow that one. So it's going to go from 40 all the way down to 15 within like one storm circle. So it's a huge kind of learning curve that players have to learn is how to play these late game team fights. And I've also seen a lot of streamers only practice these. They've kind of gotten practice games where it's only following storm circles and not really doing the early game, because the early game is easy, right? Pick a location, rotate. But now it's like, how do you survive these late game fights?
Well, Ciri and Beauty already moving over to the edge of that, getting right to the edge of the circle, ready to push whenever the circle starts to change. And here we go. Storm Surge is going to be coming in about 47, or is it moving already? It looks like it's moving already.
There you go. Yeah, it's just going to be moving 40 seconds until it actually finally closes. But we get to see Swell right now going to be eating a couple of fish, and he's going to try and find a couple of kills before he actually ends up falling. But he's not going to fall just yet. 36 HP now on this player, going to be just slowly tunneling over towards the actual safe zone. He's getting shot up from above. Players definitely know this one. So he's got to be very, very careful. We also see over on our screen, Ciri grabbing a kill for himself and his squad. Definitely really good. Beauty, it was the one who actually ended up securing that one. So they're going to be tunneling over towards that side of the circle. Swell as well, looking over towards his side. He's going to be trying to tunnel over to the actual safe circle itself. Both players, we ended up going from 40 players remaining all the way down to 10 is what we see here. Top 10 St. Clair, they're all in it.
Yeah, and Ciri and Beauty right in the heart of it. Sergeant.Swell right on the edge. The circle is still closing in on him. He just drops right onto one, but he gets turned on and he's dropped in the 6th place. So hopping over to Ciri and Beauty as they drop down towards another character. Ciri picks up a kill, eliminates Alien.
4 people.
Like, so 4 people left. They're looking for the win. They're looking for it. Gets dropped down, still building underneath him, keeping himself up and standing as he is not in the circle just yet. He's not in the safe zone, but there's a player there. Shotgun down.
He didn't have any mats.
Down, but not out. Beauty is still alive, about on half health with about half shields left. He's dropped to about 30. So now we're taking a look at that. And second place and 6th place for St. Clair College. That could have been it for them. The last circle left, but honestly, not too bad for game 1. St. Clair College picking up the 2nd place and 6th place, like I said before. I really was good for Sergeant.Swell and 1ntrinsic to be, since they dropped into Frenzy right in the heart of the whole battle. You know, they had a lot of people around them, but they still survived through it all.
Oh,
that was crazy.
I haven't caught myself on camera after a cast in a long time. So I was like down here, just like, what is happening? Or I was up here or something like that. But after that whole round went down, 2nd place, like you said, going for, I believe, Ciri's team?
Ciri's team, yeah.
And then Swell ended up getting 6th place over on their squad. So they had a couple of eliminations for themselves, but seeding was definitely a huge factor there in that match. So that was awesome.
It was really unfortunate for 1ntrinsic because they felt pretty safe moving along the edge of the storm where they were, but an enemy player just edited something behind them, dropped right into 1ntrinsic, and Sergeant.Swell wasn't ready for that, so his teammate went down, and the positioning of the enemy player put him straight out, past the down but not out. I can't like fully limb.
Right.
And
Ciri sadly didn't have any mats there at the end either.
Yeah.
He was sitting on 6 brick, and that's what he was trying to do. He ended up eating a fish.
Yeah.
Right. It boosted up his health by like 40 HP or something crazy like that. And then he tried to find a new angle, go inside of the safe circle. He was in there for a little bit, but then he ended up getting shot from below, like you were saying. So, yeah, St. Clair, they still ended up getting a really good place. But you heard the players. You know, they wanted a little bit more. They wanted
the win.
They wanted a little bit more.
They're not satisfied. So we're going to see, that was game 1 of the CSL Fortnite playoffs for today. So game 2 is going to be starting shortly. But before that, we're going to head to a quick break. So stay tuned and just wait, everyone.